Hey, traders. Good Friday to you. Hope you're doing okay. Seems like your 401ks pumped today. Your IRAs, your SEPs, even maybe your 529Cs, whatever. Sweet. We're in a stock market, yeah. Well, we knew that if you broke a certain resistance, which you did yesterday, the possibility it could run to the next level. It's on its way. It didn't quite make it. Near the end of the month. Good week to close it out, because I think you were down and now you're up on the week, which is kind of crazy. We'll look at that. And I think just kind of the things to talk about. I'm live early because I'm doing stuff later with people, and I don't want to wait till like 6 p.m. to then it's like 7:30, and then it's like 8 o'clock, and then wow, kind of like you kind of miss stuff. So live to cover what's just happened on Bitcoin, which is kind of absolutely insane. Where Bitcoin maybe an hour and a half ago was near 28,280 in power hour. It's really the last 5 to 10 minutes of the stock market being open. Bitcoin rallied to close above the levels that have been so important. So it's like the 7th time now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 6 times. Sorry, I don't know why it's 7, because it's so many times you're holding this, falling below it, whatever. You still haven't had a daily or a 4-hour candle close below that critical point since May 18th, and that's the only one since we've been range bound. So that's just a development. That is an occurrence. All right, you're still above it. You're still trying to hold it. I can't believe it, man. You're just, when you test support this long, especially after making lower highs, you're not supposed to be getting this many opportunities to go long. So like, they just confidence to believe a rally's coming here. It doesn't seem likely, even after all this stuff. It just seems like there's absorption of remaining demand in a highly illiquid market, and that's what's going on. Breakdown short sellers just getting wiped out every time. And really, again, altcoins are the ones that more so the story today besides this. And what I did was, I had like 28,782, which is kind of like in between these two levels. I went and scaled out like crazy to make them almost like pinpoint accurate, like talking to the T. There's the 1 wick from January 22nd that is 28,731, and then you got 28,802 from June 22nd. I just kind of went ahead and made 2 different levels instead of 1, and they're like perfect. Okay, so and that's where you are. You're just sitting at these supports after making consecutive lower highs and showing tremendous amounts of weakness. No strength, just weakness. And that's still the case. Nothing's changed. No point even looking at the oscillators on the 4-hour, man. It's just, nah. I think just here we're waiting patiently for the demand to be absorbed before it collapses and then goes down to 26K minimum. Talking like 22, 23K is the 200-week moving average. That's normally where you go in downtrends to test it before rallying. So I don't trust it. And I'm not saying it can't rally here. It could. It really could. Crazier things have happened. Right? This is crypto. This is the wild freaking west. And of course a rally could happen. You can't. I'm not saying it is certain we break down, because there's never certainties. All right? We gotta make that clear. But just based on the local price action, I have zero confidence in a rally here. Even if you held like that, I think that was just the strength of the S&P 500. Everything was running. Everything, dude. You only had 19 losers on the S&P 500 today. And I get it, the Bitcoin's decoupled from equities, but sometimes it recouples, obviously, right? Like it did in the last 10 minutes of trading. That new monthly candle upon us. Yep, a few days. I think, like 4 days or so. And that's it on Bitcoin. That's like kind of it. And that's pretty, and to me, that's pretty intense. Like falling to a low of 28,220, and it seemed that all hope was lost, and then rallying, closing back above it on the 4-hour. Wow. Okay. So I guess we can look at the daily too to see that It's still got 3 hours until closing. You still are kind of breaking kind of that level where you're just in that zone still. So not out of the woods by any means. It just doesn't look good. All right, that's it. All right, let's go to Ethereum on the 4 hour. Really been looking at this one. Okay, sorry. I have this idea up. It's not valid yet. I just think that there's a possibility this makes the most sense structurally, wave structurally. You know, you always, I think a failed bat turns into a crab with a pattern completion zone at where the next support, the next major support, in my opinion, which is the previous cycle's all-time high, right there, January 2018. I think that's the next big level if this breaks. This level that has held time and time and time and time, and even recently time again. I don't have any confidence that it's gonna hold this time. After, look, man, you rally, this is the price action you get. Bulls had their chance. It's over now. They had their chance, and the bears that control the market right now are in control. They're back in control, and I think there's just this lingering demand that exists at this support. And if it breaks, I think you got a big fast track down to 1420. I think you might stall out in between there because there's just one swing low on the daily. 1581, you might stall there. You might even react there and run back up to 1728. But I'm thinking, based on the other price actions, very limited. Now you have straight up, down, and up. And one time you didn't make it all the way back down because you were too strong, too much demand for going to all-time highs. So that's where you are. I mean, it's kind of cool. The 1618 confluent with the 1420 support resistance, but we'll once it really breaks this support, which again, the flirtation of this support is so ridiculous. Like, you're above it right now, if you can even believe it. Yeah, you're above it. You haven't broken it yet. And that means there's always this fool's hope that it could rally and go to 1972 again if something crazy happened. So just monitoring these potential breakdowns that are happening and then they're not happening, depending on what part of the day it is. The breakdown and not breakdown. You've rallied back above it. You've held. 3 hours to go until the daily close. So these are the areas you want to be paying attention to on Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right, that's kind of it for them. We could look at total that did see its lowest price since May 12th.
I like turtles.
I mean, definitely, below that candle low from May 19th, 2021, and back testing it as resistance, not looking too good. It has obviously rallied because, the craziness, psycho, illiquid Bitcoin rallied, so everything's going to rally with that. But still below the levels, I think, the major zone inflection, with all the touches. You've merely back tested those levels as resistance and rolled over again. So I think you go right back down to, I think that's the short-term target, 1.078 trillion, which is a candle high close back from January 2021, and it lines up with that wick low that tested that level I just talked about, again, May 12th. So that would be the target from here. If you break that, then you go to 874 billion. All crypto falls below 1 trillion. That would be crappy, but real life, so okay, of course, because Bitcoin rallied like that. At the end of the day, everything's kind of rallied off of it. BNB was at 290 at its low point. Now it's at 301. It's only down 0.5% on the day. That's it. But lots of downside potential in the zone, where this is not a long opportunity at all. If you bought here and it rallied, you would have flipped a coin, had no strategic edge, right? And just, it landed on the side you picked, right? So, because it can only go up or down. You gotta, But to me, what it's just done is extremely bearish for now, until something changes, right? New data presents itself. I will change my tune if we ever broke above 350 and we start going, pivot, make a higher low than this low, and it's like all of a sudden a confirmation low in this. All right, when that happens, we'll talk about it. But it hasn't happened yet. So you can't be bullish when all you've done is back test a resistance, support, as resistance. That's bad for now. Okay, that's BNB. Then XRP, that was nothing. It was like there was nothing to do. It was bearish, but it wasn't butting up against the major resistance or anything. It just was really weak, and we know this thing's going back down to 33.6 cents soon. 32 cents most likely, because I'm thinking just I can clearly see all these levels. It's times it's touched, and if it ever broke that, it'd be 25 cents. So very weak. There's no point even looking at the 4 hour. It's bearish up here, and if anything, it just goes down to 34 or 35 cents, which is just a pattern completion zone of a very small M shape, and it hasn't even done that yet. So just patience, just wait. Way more downside on XRP. Nothing's changed though, right? I mean, has anything changed? Are we like bullish now? No, you can't be bullish. No way. Is this stream on? Are we here? I know it's like I'm live early technically, but again, I want to be able to do things outside of these charts on a weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, right? So I mean, it's a holiday weekend. Stock market will be closed on Monday. If you didn't know, just a friendly reminder. Let us move on. Let us move on to the next largest cryptocurrency out there. That is Cardano. Down 4.1%. Was down over 6 earlier, but again, Bitcoin rallied. So cool story, bro. If you closed today where you are now, it will be the lowest daily candle close of the entire correction, but it will also be the lowest daily candle close since February 4th of last year. Okay, over 1 year at lows, where traders settle up. That is not indicative of anything bullish or anything good that would happen to Cardano. All right, the lowest candle close since it topped out at a price of $3.10 is now sitting at 46 cents really, and has more downside, where I'm thinking at least another 8 cents to see downside. And I hate to be the breaker of bad news. Just because it's a support, an inflection point from history, doesn't mean it's strong. Like, the real strong support on Cardano really is down at like 10 cents. Like, actually, where there was time spent down there creating peaks and valleys over and over and over again for an extended amount of time, that's where the real support is. 38 cents is there, but it's Rudy Poo. But you could certainly rally, because kind of the rest of 2000s, two peaks were Rudy Poo, and they held very well and catching some fall through off that. Amazon too had its own kind of Rudy Poo support that it ran down to. It's just 2 peaks, that's it. And it bounced. It's up 14%, in a few days or something. It's crazy. That's what happens when you do hit supports for real. So that's where you're headed most likely in time if one's patient. But again, nothing's certain, because Bitcoin might just do what Bitcoin does, and when you think it's like making sense, it just freaks out. Because again, I think there's just really low liquidity in these markets. Billions and billions of dollars. Well, I think it was like have exited, but in the past 24 hours, like, we've got over $500 million that left, that liquidated out of crypto. So I mean, that's real life. Oh, there will be drinks. They'll just be later. So once again, Bitcoin just hit that level 28.7, and like rallied off of it. But it's just like every time it keeps rallying, like weaker rallies occur even now. Like, it's just, how can it get any weaker? It's starting to get to a point where it can't get much weaker until something resolves, until a massive impulse candle up or down occurs. I mean, at least up. It can't get much weaker than this. You know what I'm saying? So just signs of weakness everywhere. Cardano, and then Sol, which about Sol, dude. It broke that support, man. It's at $42. I don't think that, I mean, I get it. There's a peak here. There's a couple peaks in here, man, but I'm thinking up, down, and then up, and then down. I think just like, I'm not fooled by these 2 peaks here. I would think in time the stronger support's $21, and you can wait patiently on that. I just wouldn't be screwing around with this asset below $48 to $55. I wouldn't. Especially after a very successful bearish backtest. Are you kidding me? What was once resistance is now resistance again in a bear trend. Wow. Oh, okay. And now you're just in this land of low liquidity, and there's just thin order books between 21 bucks and $50. So if you're patient, I think you could get a much better price on Sol in terms of much lower price on Sol. So just no action to take unless you're short. That's about it. It's kind of the case with a lot of altcoins, man. Except maybe Tron, which we'll look at, because Tron's even down 3.7%. It couldn't break resistance. That's what I was saying yesterday, right? If Tron is at a point where if it breaks it, oh my God, it could go up to 12 cents. But if it doesn't, it could be confirming that what was once resistance is resistance again, and could be the lowest risk entry area ever for a short, right? Because the macro is so bad. But we'll look at that in a minute. Just because it's, you know, one of the top cryptos now, because Avalanche, you know, literally avalanched itself. Okay, next largest crypto, Doge. Joke, man. It's up 4.2%. Can you believe it, man? Wow, dude. Up 4 point. Did Elon tweet or something? I guess, right? There. I mean, it's up, dude. It's literally up today. It couldn't break the daily candle high close that goes back February 8th, 2021. You have not. You broke it yesterday, and you're rallying. You're trying to hold it. Kind of random, but it's not random at a level like that. Level's there. It's been here. 7.86 cents. So congratulations to Dogecoin. It did it, man. Wow. He did tweet, right? Was it about Doge or something? Of course. Oh, you know, thanks for the 1776 super chat, man. Much love. Thank you, dude. You can buy merch with it now. Oh my God, dude. There you go. At one point, Doge was up, I think, probably 10% plus. It was at almost 9 cents at its peak, right? Yeah, 8.96 cents, I guess, because of that tweet, and now it's pulled back. That's crazy how much it's pulled back since that top, right? Dude, Doge is down 10% from its peak today, from peak Elon hours. Yeah, have fun with that, dude. Imagine FOMOing or aping into Doge because of an Elon tweet, and you're now down 10% because you bought some out the top because you thought it was just going to keep going. That's crazy. That's crazy. People did that. Yikes. All right, man. You remember that time when Elon used to tweet about Doge and it would actually turn into stuff like this? You know, huge, insane, and now it's like, you can't even, oh, Elon tweeted, I can't even tell anymore, man. Like, you scale out, I can't see it. Did he really? Like, I literally just asked. Okay, anyway, we'll move on. Dot, actually up today. I can't effing believe it. Did someone tweet about Dot too? That somehow itself ran up to $10 pretty much. Is now at 9.26. So what is that? Percentage swing from the bottom to top today. Oh, just... Okay, chat, no big deal. Only a 17% swing today. 17% swing. And now you're like way off the highs and the lows, just right around where you closed yesterday. Ridiculous, man. Look at that, man. That's kind of what it did. It ran up to... what happened on Dot? There had to have been some sort of news or something, because nothing else is doing this. Anyone know? Dot news, Polkadot news, man. So what did it do? It really went up to $10 and back tested as resistance and put in another lower high. Yikes. Just big yikes, dude. Even if we're talking conservatively from where it is, wave structurally, you still have a good, from where you are right now, if anything that makes sense for just a wave structure. You got another 16% downside before you even see an 88% retrace. So... anyone? News? Thought we used to have Dot Moon Boys or something in here. I've never even heard of a Dot Moon Boy. There's no way. All right, we can move on because this was a prime short setup, dude. based on what it was doing, price action correlation to critical areas from history. This and many others. There are a lot more too. PDEX about to be live. Is that something to do with Dotman? All right, so I guess, hey, news-driven catalyst on Dot. Some sort of partnership with a stablecoin now. Will they ever learn, chat? Oh, hey, what happened? Luna 2.0 launched. Enron 2.0 launched, chat. I can't even believe it. If you get into that, it's just like, I think it was down. It wasn't down like 63% after it launched or something psycho. I want to see that thing go to 0 fast. So crypto sense, thanks, dude. Is it called Luna C? Is it Luna Classic? Good God. All right, so I mean, still below critical support resistance, and merely really just back tested it and has pulled back, but it's hanging on. It's just, yeah, I think you got lower prices even if you're talking about just a bat pattern. And it broke the BAMM, but it's back above it. You know, it's back above that bad action magnet move 924 area. Hopefully you break back below that so we can go to the abyss. So TA can be respected, man. This thing's trash and bearish, and it looks bearish, and TA's implying lower prices. So, okay. I would prefer it go where the TA tells us it's implying it's going, right? Okay, Tron, down 3-1. This is what I'm talking about, dude. It's like it either is on the cusp of a massive break to the upside, 12 cents. I can't believe it. Or lowest risk entry area ever for a short because the downside's unreal. So I think we got like some sort of whacked out. It's either a bat or a shark, right? You go high to low with the retrace. I mean, you went 84, 85%, not 86% retrace. But, you know, almost like a bearish Gartley here. You know, if you use your imagination a little bit to see right here, there was like a 61% retrace. And from there, the higher low, and then the 786. And there you have a perfect 4-hour bearish Gartley reacting well so far. So it's like you can't be like really overly bullish in a situation like this because of how bearish the macro is. And the fact that normally aren't you trying to look for assets to hit supports before you buy them versus them hitting resistances and making lower highs than their previous discernible highs from earlier in May. So let's see what happens here. But yeah, daily looks crazy, man. Daily's like all this accumulation over and over and over again. And it could still end up make a higher low than the previous low soon and then rally off of that. But I think you got that going on. I think you got some sort of bearish Gartley on Tron on the 4-hour at least. We'll see, right? And I'll just hide that and make it visible only on that time scale because keep it... You see what I'm saying? You see this? Like 8.2 cents is not a joke. It's so important. It's like, you know, I think it's kind of like 3,000 for Ethereum or 42,000 for Bitcoin, or like the $300+ for BNB, that level. The resistance, support, resistance, up thrust, and now true resistance again. So this is so real. If you break that, price action normally goes berserk, and it hasn't broken it yet. So that's okay. It doesn't have to yet. All it has to do from here is just make a higher low than 6.7 cents, and this midterm uptrend you're in will continue. That's it. So this is one to keep your eye on because it's so different than everything else. Where H-bar presented the exact same structural development and then H-bar collapsed with everything else, Tron didn't. Tron continued to show forms of accumulation. So really interesting, man. Gotta look at Tron. I don't care who the developer is. I don't care if it's Chinese. We're just looking at the technicals, man. That's all that matters. All right, Matthew, that sounds complicated, man. But interesting. Yeah, Luna 2.0 is terrible for crypto. Those people should be in jail. They should never be able to create a coin again. They shouldn't, man. It's crazy. I can't believe they're just nonchalantly doing it. That's like Kenneth Lay at Enron, just scamming everyone. And then just, hey man, we're just starting up again. We're going to start a new Enron. No big deal. Like, that's literally it. Welcome to reality. Anyway, all right. So let's go to the S&P 500 now. Yeah, what a massive, massive squeeze rally. 3 white soldier stuff, yeah. Gaps. Yeah, there's a gap open at 4,057. I would consider this is a textbook bullish Marabazoo where it opened higher. It opened where it did and never went lower from the open price. And then closed the day pretty much at literally the highs of the day. That's a bullish Marabazoo. They're pretty rare. They don't, I mean, especially on an index fund, man, that's insane. The last time we've seen a bullish Marabazoo like textbook.
Vanguard All World High.
Just looking around, I don't see any bullish Marabazoo. That's almost a Marabazoo.
The bear market doesn't seem to be affecting it. Thanks.
What's up, Sam? Thanks, dude. Yeah, we'll look at that. Cheers. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, you don't see bullish Marabazoo. There's a bullish Marabazoo, December 27th. All right. So, as we discussed, 4,058 is a major level, and it looks like you closed at it, and you've broken it now, and the target from here, if it's real, I mean, like, dude, we're talking like 4,236. So there's still more upside here, because it's all about the levels, right? It's about the straight up, down, down, then up. Okay. Yeah. This happens. It just when you lose that much value, you go down, you hit a 38% retrace from the COVID crash lows perfectly. You don't even test a support, dude. There's no support where it bottomed. It literally hit that Fibonacci node and reversed. Wow. 4-hour bullish divergence played out and now playing out very well. And again, there's a little bit more upside. Let's just say from where it closed, you got about 1.82 to 3% upside more on the S&P 500 before it hits an actual real resistance that we've had, tested a bunch of times since it was created way back first time May of last year. So yeah, that could continue. Bear market rallies occur. This will remain a bear trend until somehow 4,600 gets taken out, and then after you do that, you sell off, make a higher low, higher high, higher low consecutively. So nice stuff. Great way to close out almost the month. I think Tuesday's the 31st, so I think there's one more day. Yeah, one more day in the month. So we can't be like, hey, the market closed or the monthly candle closed in stocks. Not yet. One more day. Dow Jones, massive rally, as we discussed. You got upsides to at least 33.33, repeating, of course, with Leroy Jenkins, right? This whole thing, this
32.33, repeating, of course.
It's like 33, there you are. You ran and tested it. Bullish Marabazoo, not quite a Marabazoo. Did pull back, sell off a little bit this morning before rallying, so not a Marabazoo. But anyway, at a critical level, you closed at it. Whew. Holy crap. So that's it. That's nice. That's kind of TA respect, Cool. You could run up to 33.7 still. I mean, that'd be breaking into the zone of inflection. So nice little rally here. You're not bullish till we start making higher highs, higher lows. And then if you just made your lowest low of the entire sell-off, then you're in a downtrend until things change, until we get, and that takes a lot of time, right? Each candle represents a day. All right, so we got to make a higher low than this low, and then we got to eventually make a higher high than this high, then eventually we got to make a higher high than this high, and then the higher low, and back to, so it takes weeks or if not months to completely turn it around. But yeah, I think there's still a lot more downside. You're reacting probably at a fib node like the S&P, like from your lowest low here to your highest high. Not quite. No, you haven't even seen a 38% retrace yet. Like the S&P did, but the Dow Jones didn't. So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking 29,564 in time, but congratulations on your bear market rally for now. Awesome. Yeah, dude. AMC holding, bro. Yeah, it did it, dude. All right, so big development on the Nasdaq today. I hate the gap. I hate gaps like that. Everyday scrub gaps. That means they'll fill soon. Like it's probable you'll get a gap fill. But nevertheless, fantastic development. You're talking about breaking above a key level, 12,070 or whatever. The upside is massive here, straight up and down. I mean, you could be going to 12,600 and test that valley, that candle low close there, and it's been tested a couple times. So I would think, like, if this is real life, because you got a daily candle close confirmed, but if you got any follow through off of it, not really. So let's see what happens on Tuesday next week, the next 4 trading days, and see how the price action correlates to this very real breakout we've just had, because there could be more upside. But it doesn't mean you're in a bull trend. It just means that when you break key levels, normally assets will run to the next levels to test them. And I would think 12.6 and then 13K are the next levels. That's it. But again, with this gap, oh, you never know, man. Just it's gapping down and it fills that gap, you know, on Tuesday. I hope not, man. Dude, I want this thing to pump. I want everyone to be happy and make money and there not be all this sorrow in the world. But yeah, let's hope. And, you know, but great stuff. Great start. Hey, how much is the Nasdaq? What did it close up today?
32.33, repeating, of course.
I'm just kidding. 3.33%. All right. Anyway, close 2,000. Big old pop today. This is what. Oh my God, dude. Let me just do it. Let me do it.
See what happens, Larry?
Larry, do you understand what happens when you hold levels of support as support and then even get a luxurious back test of the top 1 time, 2 times? What can happen? You can go, just like you went straight up, straight down, you can go straight up again. And you're on the way. I think 1926 would be that first level to test. If you ever broke that, look out, man. I mean, you're talking like 2013, 2066 if it breaks that. So wonderful 3 white soldiers on the daily. Yeah, that's a pretty much confirmed 3 white soldiers. But there are some gaps. Definitely kind of some gaps here. All right, they need to be filled. So that's great start, man. Amazon, exact same thing. This is what happens between these levels where it's up and down, man. That's why I'm saying, like, that's why I'm saying it's not impossible for something like Ethereum that's at this key level but barely hanging on. As it, if it holds for real, it could go straight back up to 1972, and it wouldn't be insane because that's all it's ever really done between this level. It's straight up, straight down. If market participants declare and decide and figure out that, yeah, this is a support again, boom, straight back up $1972, $2,000. But again, where's the pricing? That's not happening. You're just kind of hugging the area. But hey, man, you were kind of doing the same thing July 20th for Moon, I guess, right? Massive engulfing. All right, so just saying, this is why levels of inflection are so important. It can help you understand if an asset holds an inflection point, where it could go to next. And that's exactly what the Russ 2000 is. I'm just calling it ping pong. It's like ping ponging. It's perfect, though. Excuse me. Okay, so we just looked at the index funds, but let's also look at, forgot.
Technology, what is that all about? Is it good or is it whack?
Ali G, it's freaking real good today. And target's 316, right? We looked at this yesterday. It had a candle close above 297. If you stay above 297 long enough, I'm thinking the target's 316. You didn't quite get there. You got to 309.10. You're at 309.94 after hours. Again, so there's a little bit more upside before you test the next level, right? So you're reacting very well. All right, so fantastic. It's good today, Ali. good news. Pretty kind of, not exactly 308 soldiers, but kind of. But the gap fill is concerning because it's like, I think you'll fill that gap at some point, man. And it probably sooner rather than later. 299, you'll fill a gap. Hopefully, though, when you fill the gap, you successfully backtest 297 as support before running to 316. That would be great, too. So, good start, but certainly not in a bull trend. You're just catching bids, and that's wonderful. Pretty much caught the bids because the S&P 500 held 3 different times that gap fill from last year. So awesome stuff. If you think about retraces from your high to low, just think about it. Why it doesn't make much sense to not see 315 to 316 because that's a 38% retrace. Remember, try to teach with Fibonacci the golden zone, which is between a 38% and 618 retrace. That's where you commonly retrace before rolling over again. So I think you have more upside just based on Fibonacci. That's the low point's 315, the high point's 336. I think if you break 316, 315, it would be probably pretty easy to get to 336. So I think we already did this, but it's like, think about from this high to this low down here. What did you do? You ran up almost 61% of the way before rolling over again. So that if it did the same thing, then you would be going to 338. I'm not saying it's gonna do the same thing. I'm just showing you.
I know it's already sold off
comparables.
A lot, but Alice looks like a good short here. Broke down and retested major support. What do you think?
It's Alice, and no one will care if Alice goes to 0. I don't know, man. I get it. I think if you were gonna do something, you'd be going. I don't know, man. Like, it's like Bitcoin is not put a bottom in yet, and people are trying to get the absolute basement bottom price, not just on this, but also altcoins, and it's like, that's folly. Dude, it is impossible picking the bottom to the T, man. And really, it's safer and smarter to be looking for that second bottom or that third bottom and missing out on 3 to 5 to maybe 7% gains so you can sleep at night knowing the asset you own is reversing its trend, right? I mean, when you're making your lowest lows ever or your lowest lows of the crash, the sell-off from the top, if that's the most recently discernible event, you are super bearish, and who cares if it reacts and rallies? You're going to know when to sell, and market conditions are so illiquid and bad. I mean, like, there may not be enough market participants to even push it up to the next levels and stuff, man. You're looking to short? Okay. What's up, Chad? Thanks, man. Dude, it's... Oh, there'll be 100 people watching me in the end, Chad. You'll see. This bear market... It kills streamers, especially in this space, every space really. But yeah, man, I'm a dead man walking for sure when it comes to streaming. So trying to like not even focus on that stuff because it's very demoralizing. So we haven't even really looked at commodities, which coffee futures again had a good day. Nice follow through. Highest daily candle close since April 12th. That's big time, man. I'm not kidding. Like, huge development on coffee futures. Almost looks like IP, which is international paper, which was like a bullish trade setup that I think's fine, man. It was good, but this one's great too. And doing all those things, breaking supply lines, getting back above 200-day moving average, and breaking massive inflection points. Very bullish on coffee futures right now. That's huge. Okay, I mean, minimum target like 252 from here. Copper futures, wow, man, look at that. You held that level and you're continuing to rally up 1.49%. I didn't mean to go to that. I was trying to go to HG versus HE, which are different tickers for futures. This is lean hog futures. Didn't do much today. Still just at a point where it could be bearish. It could be trying to make a head and shoulders and roll over again and go for a gap fill at 90 bucks, but still this needs some more data. We'll find out maybe next week. All right. Still trying to stick with the food. Wheat futures trying to bounce off that old supply line of the slanted inverse head and shoulders. Up 1.25% today. Still extremely bullish. Probably going to 1325 in time, and 886. And then soybean futures, we are on the cusp. It tried again and couldn't do it. Bullish and golden candle yesterday, and a retest. Emphasis on the re today. Soybean. All right. 1789 is your all-time high from 2008. I think in time that'll be tested and probably broken. It is a massive, I'm thinking just a crazy looking cup with handle, man. And it's very, very unironic, isn't it? Crazy, dude. Rice futures up 1%. Yep, it's going for it, dude. I think rice will be at $19, $20 in time. Hyper bullish stuff. Bullish on famine, unfortunately. I hate it, dude. I hate it. Really do. Corn futures caught a rally. Oh man, it's almost starting to turn into another, like, look, right? Impulse up, kind of down slipping consolidation. Impulse up, down slipping consolidation. It's starting to turn into like a flag. I get it. There is distribution there. That's real. So, and you are below critical levels. But let's just think, you know, what's the trend doing? It's psycho. It's almost like bull flagging again. It's just stupid, dude. Corn futures, unreal, commodities, super cycle stuff going on. Let's pay attention to the down slipping consolidation after an impulse up. Remember, there was like really nasty daily bearish divergence, and we know bearish divergence can end everything at resistance, but it's not ending everything. This thing isn't screwed till it makes a lower low than its previous low from March 30th at 726. So you could just be resetting the oscillators and getting ready to break to 844, which is all-time highs back from 2012. And who knows after that, man. Just starting to get kind of ridiculous. That's it. That's your bearish divergence. That's all you could do. That's not good for bears. That's really good for bulls to see such sheer underperformance of bearish indicators. All right. Crazy, dude. It kind of decoupled from the Nasdaq, like bad. Like it's no longer correlated with index funds, really. Or the Nasdaq. It's like this week, like unbelievably decoupled. Like where Nasdaq is up on the week and some of these coins are down like 20% plus on the week. So it was 95% correlation for like over a month, maybe 2 months, and now not correlated. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. We didn't even look at gold. What's wrong with me? Gold, nothing burger. It's still above the 200-day moving average. It's still fine. The trend is defended, right? Defended the uptrend, the midterm uptrend you've been in since you kind of bottomed out in August. I get there was the bottom, but how do you know you're in an uptrend? That was the lowest low. So you got to wait till there's a higher low, right? And that's when you started, the accumulation continued and continued more, and it's continuing now. Eventually, I think you'll make hidden bearish divergence and roll over one more time. If we get a type 2 return here, it'll be a long trade setup. And that's where things could start getting spicy again. Could be really nice. All right, so just waiting on it to hit 1900 or to roll over here. And we're going to see hopefully a second test of 1800 area, or maybe even a higher low. That'd be nice. To show more accumulation locally. Ooh, man, that'd be nice. So waiting on this one. And then silver. Man, had a nice rally and pull back, and it's, you know, if it's above 2168, I had no problem. I mean, I don't have any, I would have no surprise if it goes to $23, because, you know, it's down, up, right? Lots of down, up stuff in here. And you look left too. It's down, up, right? So I wouldn't be surprised. But no edge, and hidden bearish divergence will develop at some point. It's inevitable. All right. All right, so there's your commodities, man. Just looking at them. Orange juice was down a little bit today. Who cares, man? Indecision candle after a massive engulfing candle. See you at $204 on orange juice futures. Get it while you can, man. Get your orange juice while you can.
Etc. please. Bitfinex. Thanks. 0.0100000000 ETH.
Inverse crypto hoarder. What does that mean? How does one be inverse crypto hoarder? Thank you for the 1742, dude. All right. Oh my God, I'm sorry, man. Let me let's look at U.S. oil real quick, and then natural gas, and then we'll be done with commodities. If I could find it. Oh, it was up today. Look, let's just look at USO because it was so insane looking. Look at this. This is the wow, man. You actually did you do it? I'm scaling out like you did it, man. All right, so USO, United States Oil Fund, a derivative of US Oil, has just hit its highest daily candle close since February 24th, 2020. And the upside, I think, is still to $99 to $100. This was so beautiful, man. Like almost NFT worthy. Like, and it's just so many times, man, you'll have these massive impulses up and then these beautiful ascending triangles get painted and they just break down, or they fake out and break down. This one hasn't yet. This one's insanely nice, and there's a lot of upside here on USO. All right, just looking at it because of how pretty it is. All right, that's... I'll walk into a room at a bar and I see an ascending triangle like this, I'm going to buy it a drink, man. Anyway, U.S. oil, though, it's trying, man. It really did. It confirmed a breakout. Let me show you here, okay? You tested and tested and failed. Now, though, 115, what is that? Let me show you. Like, it's a little off. I'm scaling out like insanely, so let me make that perfect right there. It's above 114.80, right? So that is, that's everything. There's nothing left here. So you're about to get a weekly and daily confirmed candle close above the high from May of 2011, where there's nothing but straight up, straight down, you know, except the local psycho stuff you saw because of the war. 129.46 is like your first target, but really eventually is all-time highs on U.S. oil, unfortunately for everyone that drives. Orange juice was $9.99 a gallon at Costco. My God, dude, that's crazy. What was it 2 years ago? What did orange juice per gallon? What was it 2 years ago? You know. Okay, so we have now gone across the markets pretty successfully, I would decree. Wow, you paid $6.60 for gas yesterday. Well, at least you're not in LA where it's $7.50 plus. Are you sure, Bullish Charles? Do I take you at your word that orange juice, a gallon of orange juice 2 years ago was $3? God, man, like bad times. Can devs do something? Can the Fed do something? No, they can't. They did things, and that's why we're in this situation. But at the same time, you got to think about. I think like they had to do what they did during the COVID crash. Sure, free falling, but I think they were way too aggressive and easing for way too long. And Brandon should have never printed extra trillions. Okay, I get it. President Obama, he had to print because of the global financial crisis. President Trump had to print because of the COVID crash literally happening in real time. But Brandon didn't have to do anything. Brandon should never have printed. There was no crisis going on when Brandon was president, ever. So, like, I think that extra plus trillion has exacerbated things so bad. All right. Had a couple of requests, so let's get them going. Is this on London Stock Exchange? Vanguard, yep. Gotta be. It's incredible, man. Wow. Probably it looks like utilities and energy and stuff. It's the FTSE world's high dividend yielding assets, I guess. Yeah, like look at this. I think it's a beast. Above the 200-day moving average. Like crazy, man. And that's like your zone right there. Oh my God, look what it's done, dude. You know, like these peaks from 2019 and 2020. Look how you dumped to them and tested them at, they were once resistance, then they became support. And look at the massive buying off that. And look where you are. I mean, you're at your highest daily candle close ever today. Yeah, I mean, you had a higher price. You opened, but you didn't close this high. So this is the highest close ever. So, you know, VHYL, going really high right now, and it's definitely like some sort of harmonic here. Let's see, high to low. Look at where you're doing. You're breaching the 1272. The next target is 5109. If you ever broke that, you'd be going to the 1618, which makes sense because this is looks to me like a crab pattern, a bearish crab pattern in development. You know, the complex wave structure. If you have a 61% retrace on B and a higher low on C, the target is the 1618. So that's most likely where you're headed, 53.75. Pretty awesome there. I mean, this amazing chart. Yeah, it's absolutely immune to everything that's been going on, for sure. The VHYL. Nice, dude. Very bullish so far. All right, Alice was actually the next request. Down only 1.5%. That doesn't sound bad, man, right? Oh, it was looking like a bear flag. I don't even know if it's anything yet. This is, to me, like, you were like looking to short. This is, I mean, the lowest risk for a short was like 320. It's at 250. It's down from the lowest risk entry, right? It's down 20% from the lowest risk entry. So that's kind of tough to strategize a fresh short right now when it's 20% down. That means what if it rallied and hit that same lowest risk entry again to confirm the top on the daily, and you're down 20% because you went short literally right now? That's the problem. Right, you want to be going short as close to the level that is strategic as possible,
Mitch,
right?
Can you look at and SNX?
What's up, Luis? Yeah, we'll look at SNX. All-time lows recently. Yeah. But, and right at support, and it's above it, I think. Okay. Yeah, Matthew, pretty much. Yep. He was the crisis, so he had to print trillions. But now we're screwed, right? Look how screwed we are. So it just, you know, it puts you in a rock and a hard place when someone's like, should I go short now? But it's like, dude, 20% ago was better. It's so bad. Like where you are though, nothing makes sense. It's at like just in outer space right now. And I think, yes, there's massive more downside. I think in minimum from here in time, whatever it does up and down between here, okay, but in time at least 218. After that, 190, and then below 190 is nothing till 11 cents or 10 cents, dude. Yeah, 10 cents, man. But that might take months. Okay, months, dude. So I get you. It is terrible, but it's already taken off from the entry, the best optimum entry area where one could set up a stop loss just above 330 and be protected from a massive short squeeze and a break to the upside. You get stopped out with minimal losses and don't worry about anything, and it runs to 380, maybe breaks it and goes insane, right? That's why you want to be as close to those levels as possible, because it's all about that stop loss and how little of losses you can take on before the trade fails. Here you could take on massive losses and then get stopped out after the massive losses. That's the issue. Okay. All right, so move on. No, we got Ethereum Classic now. So what's it doing? Well, it was once a resistance for the first time in history, June of 2017. And really, you know, we could plot this too, right? It's like September 2017, then correlation of price action, May 2018. And those were resistances, then they became valleys, right? They were peaks, then they were valleys, January and February. Look, the spring, back test of spring. And what happened, Larry? What happened on the confirmation low that was higher than previous low that back tested 2017 levels as support? Moon. Literal moon. But then bear market. So collapsed and is now making lower lows, and what was once that massive support is now resistance. So extremely bearish right now. Very bearish. You cannot be bullish on ETC below 2463. That's how it works. You must be bearish until it gets back above that level. Then we'll talk. But you kind of understand that if it does that on the upside and it's doing it now, it could be like that on the downside. The target from here in time, if this is a real bearish backtest, is $13. $13. Look left. Tell me why it's not $13. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. One time I did it, man. Then look, levels of support here, okay? Up. So down. That's it, man. It's just you have to be extremely bearish here. Oh, Bitfinex, I don't know, I'm on Coinbase. It doesn't matter. These levels are all the same on all charts, okay? So this is a lot of data. Hold on a sec. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everyone watching the stream, or am I crazy, or it not make sense? I just want to make sure. We're just going live early, so in case I had a terrible stream, I could at least do something with friends outside of streams and computers. So okay, cool. $13 target here. So maybe we'll get the 4 hour and look at it. God, on the 4 hour. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's like higher lows, yeah, higher highs, trying to make a higher low again, trying to pivot here. I mean, there's some hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour, sure. But again, I don't care. Even if it does rally, it's got to break 2463. And if it does, we will reassess with the new data that has been presented to us. But not until then. I can't talk about it until that happens. And it hasn't happened yet. So until then, it's stupid bearish until it does those things, right? It won't be as bearish when you break above that level, but you haven't yet. And that's it. So the longer you stay below this level, the higher the probability becomes that eventually, okay? Pretty close to an entry on a short. I mean, pretty somewhat close because the downside's so high. And that was, so SNX now, right? Last request. What, 4%? No, that's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely. No, it broke that. It was a bear flag, man. I don't care if it fails. But yes, you're certainly trying to hold on to the most important level probably ever. All right? It is 238 to 247 right there. The two lows, okay? This is way back, man. July 2020 and November of 2020, all right? And you are above both levels right now, which is extremely good. That's incredibly good. Anytime you're above 247, you're in decent shape, but you're not making higher highs yet. In fact, you made such a deep retrace here. That's concerning because it's like the structural development with the waves, right? The wave structure is like, you know, X to A, and then the deep retrace on B, which is like a 7, 8, 6, 80%, then a lower high on C, and then it's like that can only be a butterfly. So minimum target, if this is real, 1272, which is like 191. Like that's your target based on the waves so far, and I think it's great. I think it's amazing that you're above these levels. I just fear for the macro. It's just the sentiment's so bad. But yeah, man, I mean, certainly it could hold here, and this could be the lowest risk entry ever for a long. But good luck on SNX. You know, that's very real, because all that happens between 247 and 348 is pretty much straight down, up, down, up, down, up. And then what? Straight down. So I can't be surprised if an asset holds support and then goes straight up again. It's always possible, but it's SNX. It does nothing at all. And God, break back into the flag at least.
Hey Mitch, could you take a look at PBR? Interested on your opinion on a multi-year
Daniel, that's
ascending
fake news, man.
triangle.
That is fake news, man. I don't know. You must not really be watching the stream for very long to know that, like, we saw a Category 5 hurricane coming on the equities market. 4,500 was resistance twice. That was it for me. That was it. That's like reading the newspaper. There's a Category 5 hurricane coming. Oh my God, I'm just going to sit on the beach and do nothing. No, I'm going to do something. I'm going to evacuate the beach. All right, so it's just kind of like, I don't like this structure. I don't like a deep retrace on B and a lower high on C, because that means that the only outcome normally in the situation is a 1272 on D, or 1272 all the way down to a 1618 in between those levels, and that could take you to $1.60. Kind of ironic since it's a 1618 as well. So, but yeah, cool, dude. Hold above the level and you're safe, but she needs some more price action. But great request in regards of it trying to hold on for dear life, as it just recently made all-time lows. Nice, good eye, good eye. Good God, man. And look at these things, man. And just you go back to Bitcoin, it's just like, talk about the weakness locally, lately. I get it. You're doing the same thing, but not anymore, really. You were doing the same thing up until May 23rd. Same thing, May 24th. But then May 25th, that's when things started changing, where you made this high, then you made 3 consecutive same highs, but then you just back tested 30K perfectly and then reversed, right? That's the lower high. That is very subtle forms of distribution. Less market participants very quietly owning less Bitcoin than they did before. All the other times before. This is, in fact, the lowest 4-hour high you've seen. The lowest 4-hour peak you've seen of the entire sell-off since 69K. Right here, May 25th peak. That's real. And then the sign of weakness yesterday, the rally, more weakness where you just failed to see 30K again. You should have seen it, right? You held it. And now you're right back at this level, and there's just this remainder of demand here that is just getting absorbed by the sellers. Now I'm thinking that's where we are, and you're breaking. Look at this. Look at your freaking RSI. You're breaking back into the bearish control zone, 40. So you're not oversold by any stretch of the imagination. Oversold would be 30 or lower than 30. So a lot of downside potential if you're truly actually, I know you faked out a couple times here, right? But you're breaking back down into that level. That's not good. That's not a bullish thing, okay? When you're doing this. And then Ethereum, that, you know, in reality, you've held and you've held and you've held and you're holding. You know, you're still above the support. It's real, man. It's not a joke. It's like, look how many times, dude. Go to these levels. These times it was support. You're not below that support right now. You were, though. You were earlier. And you could be going to break it now. And the difference between Bitcoin, it's just breaking below 40 on the RSI, but Ethereum is actually oversold and it's sitting at 27. Very bearish stuff, man. Yikes. So, if you don't hold this, 1420 in time, the wave structure makes sense. The support resistance makes sense. You might stall out 1600 for a minute because of that one valley, you know, from March 26th of last year, but that's normally straight up, down, up, and then down. And then maybe we get the capitulation we've been looking for, real capitulation, where there might be opportunities down there. Maybe. And then we have an edge eventually. That'd be crazy. And Bitcoin weekly should be closing in a few days. Oh, it is absolutely, it'll be 9 weeks in a row, which will be historical, just like last week. 8 weeks in a row was historical. 7 weeks in a row tied history. So the negative momentum continues to build on the weekly, and you're not even oversold. You're just sitting in the bearish control zone, 32.3, lower than we were during the worst times of the COVID crash when we were at 38.50. The lowest price we've seen since December of 2018 during that capitulatory event when 6K was broken and Bitcoin lost 55% of its value in 5 weeks from 6K to 3150. Mother of God. You got oversold then. You got down to 27.85. You're on the way. Well, I mean, that's oversold. You're not. You're just bearish. 3-day candle close today. I guess. Oh, this is not Bitcoin. This is Ethereum. Sorry. 3-day. Yeah, I'll still get it. 3-day. It's terrible. It's an actual, real bearish engulfing candle, and will be the lowest 3-day candle close. Dude, lowest 3-day candle close since March 26th. That you realize, understand, when we all bottomed out last summer, there was never a time when the 3-day closed this low. You had a 3-day candle close in June at 1837. You had another 3-day candle close at 1785. But now you'll be eclipsing that. You'll be making a lower. Traders will be settling up lower than those lows last summer. How can that be good? How can that be? If it rallied here, how could you be like, I knew it, dude. I knew it was going to hold here, man. Like, these are just such bearish things, man. Like, even if it did rally, it's still terrible stuff. Let's look at crap, dude. It's already almost 5 o'clock. My God. Been live 1 hour and 11 minutes. If you're enjoying it, like button, bell, sub. Probably just gonna private this video, dude. It's been so bad. Oh, Bitcoin dominance, which I'm sure continuing its ascent, and yes, hitting and approaching the top of the range, which it could go higher. It could go to 48%. If Bitcoin falls off and there's Bitcoin starting to break support again. Yep, starting to break support here on Bitcoin. I think if that happens, the altcoins will get demolished even more, and this will climb higher. As people, it's like Bitcoin's going to lose value to the US dollar as the altcoins are, but Bitcoin's going to lose less value percentage-wise than the altcoins will during the massacre. And that's how this thing goes up like that. Ethereum gets demolished too. Ethereum dominance just gets wrecked and crashes and dumps to lower prices, and then the uptrend on that ends. So join the Discord if you haven't, you know, like Discord, right? Pinned above, but there it is. There's your Discord link. Is Bitcoin going to break support? I mean, we've been asking that same question since May 14th. Will it break? It's breaking right now. And it looks very weak. Very, very bearish. And go back to it so I can show you. I mean, I think it's right at that other low end. You know, you are below them right now, technically. Do you see? This is not a joke. 28,731, 28,802, like they're literally these two wick lows from history. January 22nd, 2021, June 22nd, 2021. All right, those two, you can see the price action is below both of them right now. Therefore, you are having a bearish breakdown attempt again as I'm speaking to you, like we did earlier today. Very weak. And that's why I say it's like you're either net short on altcoins or you're cash probably. That's the smartest thing to do. That's been that way though. God, it's been that way since, dude, when I went live May 7th, 2 days before Black Monday, talking about the collapse coming. The collapse happened. Now we've reacted off that collapse, and this is happening. Another collapse incoming, dude. Most likely, not like certain, but very high probability, another collapse for a retest of the lows. Because the price action received after the collapse in the rally was terrible. Backtest resistance as resistance, bro. That's it. Certainly built PC. I have my first computer, the first money I ever made from streaming, man, like went to a pre-built one back in the day, but no, this is my dream PC. Pre-built. There you go. You got a few people joining the Discord, man. Nice. See, I knew it. See, some of you, man, just need a little push. You know, you want to be in the Discord just because you will miss live streams that are early. You can know when I go live every day, but sometimes I'm going to go live like today, hours early, multiple hours early, and you're not going to get notified by YouTube, so you'll never know, and you'll just miss the stream and be like, what? He streamed early? Oh my God. But if you're in Discord, you will get notified. Everyone does not say bear. Like, that's just whatever, man. I hate this whole, like, everyone's bearish on this, dude. It's like, no, they weren't. They weren't bearish. But it is bearish, and it's technical. This is, like, technical stuff, man. This isn't a feeling. I don't feel a certain way. That's just terrible. Oh, yeah, just think about if, like, the S&P sneezes on Tuesday, like, bearishly. What could happen to crypto? It's like coupled up with the down, probably not with the up. Here's your total, man. You know, back testing a key level as resistance, I think. And I think that's really, really bad. I think the downside potential, I mean, minimum, you know, you're talking about like 1.13 to 1.08, but really in time, eventually, you could be seeing $874 billion total market cap. Chad notified today, but doesn't ensure that it will notify tomorrow, man, right? I don't know, man. I'm just kind of like, I just don't know how you could, like, you're just literally banking on hope that a rally occurs. There's no thought process to it. There's no rhyme or reason. There's nothing that data would present to us that is bullish on Bitcoin, really, or anything altcoins. No, any crypto right now. Even if it does rally, it's just, wow, you lucked out and shorts got squeezed this time. Yes, we did look at Sol. That looks like $21 in time, if you're patient enough. No, we're just sitting here while Bitcoin's below support again. Leave it to when I leave the stream for it to really start catching price action. So we got less than 2 hours till your daily candle close, and I think what I'm just going to do is get out of here. You know, going live every day, starting to feel like a dumb idea, right? Especially this price. I can't believe, like, I went live every single day throughout all this. Just, I think every day except maybe one, like a Saturday or something like that, because I was doing something. So it's brutal, though. It's been really brutal. Just when you think, oh, it's time. Nope, just kidding. Scam wick, scam wick, scam wick. Illiquidity. No liquidity in this market at all, dude. We'll look at Hex. Yeah, because it was rugging last night. Someone was pulling out the liquidity pool, and then someone had the audacity to be like, that's not a, you're not, it wasn't a rogue pool, dude. He's just stirring the pot. Yeah, dude, I'm stirring the pot because Hex, from when it broke that support to its lowest price, was down 66% in 5 days. That's not stirring the pot. That's your trash asset is capitulating. And I said it's rugging down 45%. And there was someone that went rogue on the liquidity pool. That, when someone goes rogue on a liquidity pool, that's pretty close to a rug pull. Even if it normalizes and someone figures it out and fixes it, it doesn't matter. That's like appropriate to be saying and using the word rugging, okay? If that isn't, then nothing is, dude. No. Oh, it has to go to zero. No, nah, man. Someone was doing that. And I don't think it's over. I think you're coming right back down to 4 cents again, 3.9 cents. Okay? I think you're going right back down to the same level. You just back tested the old peak and valley as resistance today. Just give it time, though, on Hex. And then if you ever break 4 cents, that's it. It's over for Hex. Then it's going down to like 1.6 to 2 cents. No, it's a literal... It's like... I mean, it's unfortunate, man. It doesn't matter what data is presented to certain people that are indoctrinated. You know, they will defend everything every time, no matter what happens.
Stock, very different structure from the rest of the market.
That's up, Andre. Well, a lot of commodities and commodity ETFs are up, of course. Yeah, energy too. Energy, commodities, utilities. 3 sectors doing pretty well. Or again, like this stuff can happen, and like, you know, people that bought up here, you know, that are ruined will defend this asset. So it was technical though. It literally held support. That's cool. I mean, but again, you can't argue with the fact that it was down 45% last night and in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That is, if I'm reporting it while it's happening, I'm not off base at all. I'm going to start a commodity cycle. The start of the commodity cycle was at the COVID crash lows when there was Wyckoff accumulation across a lot of commodities on their futures charts. The composite operator was accumulating, and it was there. And I can't help that you weren't here. We identified that stuff on stream back then. Yes. But little did we know what it was going to turn into. Like, we knew like a rally, but not like, oh my God, like people are actually going to starve and maybe die this year in third world countries because there may not be enough food because of the war in Ukraine and supply chain issues with the lockdowns and other things, right? Just an aggregate of variables. Very bad. All right, there's your Hex. See you back at 3.9 cents in time if you're patient and you can wait for it. But it may not take long. The speed at which it dumped. Look, man, it's like up, down, up. So why not down again? Very real possibility. So good luck, Hex. If you staked above 10 cents and you're locked in, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. That sucks. There's Bitcoin again. Unless you're, you know, that's what I'm saying, man. It's up, it's down. It's going to break down this time. Not this time, but next time, but this time, but scam wick, over. It's just sitting here, dude. And you know what it's sitting at. There's nothing left after this level. It's unreal how it's actually holding still. Kind of psychotic. Okay, I'm just gonna get out of here. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for likes, love, support, contributions. Have a good Friday. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Until next time, respect the T. Hey.